In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how this kitchen here is not perfect, but it works. And I'm going to walk you through some of the budget-friendly designs, ideas that I used in here. One of the things that blow my mind all the time is that whenever persons walk through my front door, I do have an open concept house. Oh, they must have spent a fortune on this. Some people walk into my house, they must have spent a fortune, but it's a wow, I like your house. And when they say that, sometimes I'm just a little bit surprised because my house is just, to me, so imperfect. And in fact, if I should have really start pointing out some of the imperfections in this house, one would have said, no sir, this is our fake decorator. Now, if you remember these tiles, these are really foam tiles. They're not real. Okay? But I wanted to create some texture in the kitchen. I wasn't quite ready either to put on the backsplash tiles, and I was going to be upgrading the cabinetry and all of that. I just wasn't in the headspace for that. So I decided that I wanted to reset the kitchen a little bit, and so I went ahead and bought these, painted them, and then installed them right around. But if you notice, I went all the way up on that wall, tiles and all those things. I don't know, because the kitchen just never felt like it was completed, and I didn't want to put in backsplash. Okay, so one of the primary reasons for doing this video is that I do have a lot of new subscribers on the channel since I've done a lot of the renovating and resetting of this particular space. And so I wanted to just walk you through some of the things that I have done that I want to share with you, because I know that there might be somebody out there who's definitely on a budget trying to fix up maybe a kitchen, and I'm going to show you some of the things. Okay, now in terms of looking at the space with a designer's eye, when you come through the front door, because this goes all the way up to the top, your eye don't readily go to the soft yellow on both sides. When you come through, it translates as the kitchen is white. When you come through the front door, the sight line, it takes you all the way down here. That stands out. That's one of the things, right? And even for an open concept house, sometimes it can be a little difficult to decide where that focal point should be. And my general rule of thumb is when you stand at the front door, wherever your eye lands, that's where your focal point should be. Okay? So this works right here. I can't say for how long. I don't know if come tomorrow I might not like it anymore and might decide to change it. But when we get to that bridge there, we will just jump over it. Very deliberate in the sense that I thought about a lot of the things that I was doing. And some persons will say, because you have the eye for those things, and someone you forget, even if you don't have the two eye, get one. Okay, so that you can start to add a few design elements to your home. And this is also a very great find too. I'm gonna go in close and show it to you though. I bought this inside of the Court stores when we did this renovation. We did this renovation, I'm thinking about 2014. And then I went to the store a couple of years later and saw it. And it was $8,000. Let me tell you, it was coming from something like 30,000. But I'm sure a lot of persons came into the store, saw it, and said, oh no, either don't have the size space for it or the vision to hang it into a space that would now let it be a standout feature. And so I bought it and I hung it. Really, really love this lighting fixture. It produces, very, very bright light in the kitchen, right? And I like to come in and look at it. So that is another cost-effective way that I have saved money in this kitchen. Are you adding them up? Okay, did you take note too that I also have my deep freeze right here? So when you come through the door, the table sits directly behind the deep freeze. So when you come through the front door, you think that this is definitely an island. Did I trick you? I hope not. Here. And so I wanted the spaces to transition from the living to the dining to the kitchen, but have a seamless kind of transition. And so I achieved that with paint. The entire living room and dining was in a very warm, like a buttery yellow, and I changed it into a lighter tone about 2 years ago. And so that video is also on the channel, I think, especially if you have one of those NHD homes, or if you have built an open concept house, it is a nice video for you to watch and see how you can put a little elbow grease into your home and then get what I would consider to be fabulous results, right? But I was talking about the sightline and how important that the sightline is when you come through the front door. And listen, don't get it twisted. Make sure at the end of the day that your focal point, you see where mine is? It is right where that red shade is. When you come through the front door, that's the first thing you see. And so I also ensured that, you know, I put another little red element above it, which during the Christmas we just add a few things to it, and then it just transitions into Christmas because I have a lot of red accents in the kitchen. But the important point that I want to make about the sight line is that when I was hanging this lighting fixture, which I'll take you in and show you a little closer, I look like you want clean going on, don't judge me now. So I'm doing this in the dead of night, so you will see the dirt on it, but I probably will end up cleaning it as well. It's going to be a mama task. Anyway, I digress. And I'm saying that this sight line, so when you look, when you come through the front door, I also from the entrance. And then if I had done the same thing with the one for the dining table, it would be hanging lower. But the general rule of thumb is to bring them down a little lower, right? But then when you look from, you cannot judge all of these from the entrance. You kind of have to step into the space a little bit from the side and then see how they line up. And so when you look at it from the entrance, everything would be off-centered. If I had gone the route of how you're trained to do it, so everything just line up in a straight. The dining table is over on that side, and so that is what informed how the lighting fixtures were going to be hung. Definitely not right here. Okay, because this is actually the space that is created for traffic flow. This is how the kitchen works. So you have to think about those things, all right? And so what I did, I went over on that side, looked from the entrance where I can't show you the house now, you know. I always show this a living room, but I can't show tonight. Cannot. Okay. Riverton don't really have nothing for me right now. But I had to stand over on that side, and I hope you're getting what I'm saying, you know, because this right here, if I were to walk from here and go straight, I would go straight to the entrance. Could not hang the lighting fixtures based on the entrance. The dining table is a little bit more over on this side. I think it lines up with this as well. Lines up with the table that's right here. And I had to hang the lighting fixture. Should have come down a little bit more had I installed my fabulous island that was in my head. I would have, because it would have come up a little higher, and then we'll take this down a little bit, right? But make sure so when I get what I'm saying, even if I'm not video it so hard tonight, because tonight I really feel like I'm not capture the things the way I'm supposed to, but hopefully the video will come together. Okay. So this right here is actually a plastic cover. I think I bought this at a hardware many months ago, before I moved this house. And I've painted it many times. It was actually a tan color, and I know use it to store. This is really my pantry. Okay, this right here is my pantry. When I thought about it originally, I'm thinking that this would probably be one of the first things. If I really want to change something, I would probably just leave it out so that we could use the water cooler as well, just sitting right inside or something. And just make a whole place. The place would look much, much more tidy, I'm thinking. But do I want to do that right now? Yeah, we're going to paint the other ways of save my time. You get around with that. Yeah. Yes. So I'm just letting you look like this. Just a little bit of paint, maybe you paint on the hand, and sometimes the handling of the fingers will show up at the white. Yes, so think of breakfast around when they work. No, one of the main things that I want to talk about inside here is that because I'm also in the business of making spaces look beautiful, I want to be very honest about some of the insecurities that I do have. So sometimes I don't even want to show some of them, to be honest with you. But then I'm like, girl, we don't decide, so we're not spending all the money, so what we're doing, what are we doing? This is what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the other things. So the upper cabinet over color, or the video interpret to them now like I behave like a new YouTuber. So the upper cabinets here, right? These were the only pieces that we got with the house. And so all that I did was I just spray painted them white, not as in you can't spray on them. Oh no, I painted them. I hand painted them actually. I hand painted them, but I made sure that I got a really good paint from Koreans that would stick to the material, and then also would be able to wipe surfaces because we have a white cabinet in our house that must be okay. And so all I did, I went to active and I just changed up the hardware, upgraded it, and so it's giving I wouldn't say magazine ready, but it works for me. Okay. The cupboard was basically all of this, and then joined to the piece over on that side, and then this right here, I just DIY'd it. There's a video on the channel showing you how I did all of this. I just DIY'd it and just covered it with vinyl. Yeah. So that is one of the first things. Here is the other shelf hosting the toaster oven on this side, right? And yeah, there are times when I feel a little bit conscious about it because people are like, oh, sure, I have a thriving business, I really do. And God has blessed me over the years, but listen, me not right your son right now. Me not want to get into those things. But part of what I want the takeaway to be for you is that you can do simple things in your home that are budget friendly and that are also aesthetically pleasing, and you can have a Pinterest house too. Okay, come on, let's look at the other one. Are these shelves that I've used to house the microwave and the toaster oven over on that side, right? It's just plyboard shelves, plyboard L-shaped brackets that I've used on them. Don't tell anybody, okay? Don't tell anybody. Right. So the kitchen looks it looks clean, but believe me when I tell you, this kitchen needs to be cleaned, right? And I'm going to be going through and trying to clean some of the areas. Just do a little gentle reset. I'm not going to be doing a lot, but the place just need a little reset, and so I'm going. All reach different stages of our life with different priorities. Some of us are building dream kitchens. Some of us are paying university tuition. Some are caring for aging parents. And some of us simply reach a point where we become much more intentional about how we want to spend our money. I think I fit in that category, that I'm not lying. So instead of chasing the perfection, I started solving the problems. And that's really what good design is all about.